like it when you lose it. I like when you don't play fair. I like it. I like it when you go there too. Recipe for a disaster. I'm just in the time. What you say? The joke is getting deep and faster. Who can we make it? Oh, not me. Who can it be? Oh, not me. Who can it be? Oh, Rocky. And don't use those hands to up that gate and stop me. When we, oh, what up, y'all? Listen, what B? On the way to the hey, all right, y'all. Share this video. Share this video with your friends. Let me turn on the air so y'all can hear me better. Share this video with your friends. We're gonna talk about if you've been thinking about getting in real estate. Most people, when they think about getting in real estate, they want to get their real estate license first. I get a lot of people ask me that come to us for mentoring. So this video is something that you should watch if you know anybody that's looking to get involved in real estate. And I know somebody that is in jail, but if you know anybody that's looking to get involved in real estate, you know, and then thinking about getting their real estate license, this is something that they need to watch first. Because, you know, 15 years ago when I decided to get involved in real estate, nobody told me this. So I never have gotten my real estate license. I'm not a real estate agent. I'm a real estate investor. And one of my mentors from years ago used to tell me, he said they're called real estate brokers because they're probably broker than you are. Now that's not the case with all real estate agents. But what's up, Tedrick? But that's not the case with all real estate agents. But that is, you know, and I'm gonna tell you why that statement holds true with the big mass majority of real estate agents. So I'll take my butt in. I'm young, dumb, bullet calm, right? I'm going out to go get my real estate license because I wanted to get in real estate. I was reading books. I was too ignorant to pay for a mentor at the time. And so I'm reading books and I'm trying to learn real estate. So first thing I go and invest money to get my real estate license. And so I get to taking the class and I'm sitting there listening, and the license was talking about how, yeah, so when you get your investors and you start marketing to investors or buyers, etc., you know, they're going to make this and you're going to make this commission. So my question was, this is live, bro. This is live, Jermaine. My question was, what's up, Hassan? So my question was like, dang, like, you know, so really the people who making the money are the investors. And what they were teaching in real estate school, this is the reality. What they teach you in real estate school is license, rules and regulations. They teach you rules and regulations. They don't teach you real estate. They teach you rules and regulations to tell you what you can and can't do as a real estate agent. And that was not gonna make me the money I wanted, right? So, and then also when you get your real estate, so I end up walking out. I wasted my money. I ended up walking out of the class, etc. I was almost finished, but what I think the purpose of it was I met a particular guy, great friend of mine, doing successfully well now. We made hundreds of thousands of dollars together in some weeks. Bad boy, baby, you know what I'm talking about. But we hit up, but we met up there and we ended up doing deals after that. So I left that class. And so here's the other thing. Most people, when they get their real estate agent license, you're just a real estate agent. Guess what? 99% or damn near 100% of your success as a real estate agent is how well you market. The reason why most real estate agents, you know, they have to have a part-time, they have a job and real estate is their part-time business, is because they don't know how to market. See, real estate, you know, you have to be the best marketer in the game to dominate in real estate as an investor, as an agent, etc. And they're not teaching you how to market. They're not teaching you about investments. They're not teaching you about strategies to acquire real estate. One article, this newspaper magazine article just did on us, a write-up on us, and they mentioned like what makes us the top investor in the country. And they said because we are real estate assassins. we have so many acquisition strategies or investment tools to acquire real estate. We have the knowledge of how to make every single deal work. And see, what happens is when a person becomes a real estate agent, what they do is they get your listing and they don't know how to market. What do? They put it on the MLS and that's it. So you have to be the best marketer. You can't, to be the best real estate agent, to be the best investor, to whatever, you have to be the best marketer. And if you don't know how to market, guess what? You're not going to sell any properties. So the biggest thing about becoming a real estate agent or an investor is learning how to market. And so let me tell you this. So the term wholesaler in the real estate industry, sometimes people frown upon it. But the reality of it is, if you learn how to wholesale the right way from, proper mentors, what we teach in our course in HowToFlipCribs.com is it's a marketing course. I've had so many people say, I never knew that you can do this, or it's not just about investing, etc. It's about learning how to market your properties, okay? And if you know how to market, well, as a wholesaler, you're marketing your contracts. You're marketing the paper that you have on the contract. So if you are a real estate agent and you want to become a great real estate agent, you need to learn how to market. And this is the number one reason why most real estate agents fail when they get involved in the real estate industry. Why most investors fail when they get involved in the real estate industry, or most wholesalers fail because they get involved in the real estate industry and they think they know how to go acquire property. They get their first contract, but guess what? You got to market that contract. Agents, you got to market that property. You can't just stick a property on the MLS and be like, voila, it's sold. Because what happens is, right now we're in a booming economy, right? Real estate is selling. You probably could put that on top of the MLS and you get a nice offer for it. But the reason why most people fail and get wiped out when the economy drops is because when nobody's buying and you don't know how to market, guess what? You don't know how to sell. You understand? So if you don't know how to market and there's no buyers, you got to know where to go market to get more buyers. And the number one thing is, not only do you got to know where to market to get more buyers, but you got to also know that when you do market, you got to market to the right type of buyers in the right type of market. You got to know where the money is being spent. You got to know what to do. And so if you're not, every day marketing yourself, some people say, I don't like marketing on social media. I don't like marketing on the internet. And they are business owners. I never understood a business owner that says, I don't like telling people my business. Well, how the hell do you have a business if you don't like sharing your business? So if you are a real estate agent, if you are a real estate investor, if you are a real estate wholesaler, the number one thing that you need to be focused on, 99% of your success is going to come from being the best marketer in the game. The best marketer in the game. And that's what we teach you how to do. HowToFlipCribs.com, we not only teach investing strategies, acquisition strategies, so that you can know how to acquire deals the right way, the proper way, how to have the right mindset, but we teach you probably about 80% of the course is all about how to market like a beast, how to market like an animal. And you can take these strategies that you learn from the HowToFlipCribs.com course and take these strategies and literally put these marketing strategies in any business model. That's the way we've been able to have multiple seven-figure businesses, because the same marketing techniques that we use on every business, it works. 99% of your success is going to come from that. The other thing is being a real estate assassin. What does that mean? That means having a toolbox of acquisition strategies. That means I throw no deals away. If a deal comes my way, shorty, come my way. If a deal comes my way, I can analyze a deal. I can look at a deal that comes to me. If I don't buy in the area, I don't buy in the area. That's period, point blank. But if a deal comes to me with no equity, I can make that deal work. If a deal comes to me with tons of equity, I can make that deal work. See, what happens is most people try to make their money. They think the money is made when the house sells. Oh no, contraire, mon frère. Is that how you say it? That's my French for today. No, contraire, mon frère. But the money is made in real estate when you go into the transaction. And so, so understanding that, so that means that I got to see the end in the beginning of the real estate transaction. So when I'm looking at a deal, I'm analyzing a deal from multiple ways. Okay, so if this deal doesn't have any equity, my next strategy, okay, it has no equity, little to no equity. How much is this house rent for? So now my mindset is not on flipping or making big money from equity. My mindset is on cash flow. and wealth building. See, when you're thinking about wealth, you're thinking 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years out. That's why banks are banks, because they think so far ahead, where most people in certain situations, I would say in a poverty situation, they say that the people who are in poverty, they think about today only. Oh, Lord, please send me money so that I can pay my bills today. And they say a middle class person thinks about next week or next month, being able to cover their lifestyle for next month. They say the wealthy thinks 5, 10 years out. And I believe it was the ancients, the Chinese or something like that, they think literally centuries out at a time. And so you wonder why certain people, certain demographics dominate the way they do, because they're not always thinking about now. So I'm not saying ignore your now, okay, when we're talking about building wealth. I am saying you got to focus on your now. Think about your tomorrow, think about your next month, and also have the same strategy working on your 5 or 10 year plan. So when I buy a property, or when I'm going to acquire a property, what I'm looking for is, okay, right now, can I make money on it in the next week? So meaning if I close on this property and I flip the paper, my first acquisition strategy is to flip the paper. HowToFlipCribs.com to learn all this other shit. But my first acquisition opportunity is to flip the paper. So if I can get a house under contract and sell the paper without putting any of my own money in it, that's my first acquisition strategy. Boom. I ain't got to touch it. I ain't got to put up no money. That's number one. Number two, if their equity spread isn't there for one of my buyers to make money off of it, and so where I can make money in between, then my next opportunity is, okay, is it enough equity for me to put in my own cash? All right, so if I put in my own cash, slap some paint on it, can I sell it in this market at full retail value? I rarely list with real estate agents. And the reason being is because I know how to market my own properties. I think I've listed with one real estate agent in the last probably like 7 or 8, 9, 10 years. And I've sold like close to 1,000 properties in that time frame. And the reason why is because I know how to market my property. So my next thing is, if I buy a property, is there enough equity spread in it for me to use my own capital, use some hard money, or get some money from some investors and use their money to buy it, and we flip it and make profit there? Now, if the next strategy, this is all going through my head at the same time when I'm looking at a deal. Okay, so it's not enough money there. Boom, I'm looking at the ARV, I'm looking at the cost to acquire, and I'm quickly analyzing. I'm talking about in a matter of seconds and minutes. I'm quickly analyzing, and how much am I going to have to put in on this property? There's only so many fucking prices that you can have for a roof on the sides of a house. The toilets are messed up. The whole house is in shambles. The price shouldn't fluctuate. So if you've been doing this for some months or some years, etc., you shouldn't have to be like, oh, okay, it's going to cost this much, and I got to know the rehab cost of every deal. If it takes you that long to analyze properties, once again, money loves speed. I'm going to run circles around you, and top investors in the world are going to run circles around you. So you got to be able to analyze quickly, okay? So this is the type of stuff that they don't teach you as a real estate agent when you go get your license. So you think you're about to go learn about real estate investing, and you're like up here learning like, okay, the law says you can't do this. But we're in America, Jack. The fact that we're in America, the land of the free, the home of the ones brave enough to go make it happen, then you can do anything, guys. You can go buy properties. As an investor, you have your inalienable right to buy properties, period, point blank, as an American. So take advantage of that. The American dream is part of getting a piece of the American pie. Anybody can buy property. Anybody can buy land. And this is the exact thing that you want to be doing. That's why the people came over here, so that they can have the opportunity to become landlords, right? And so now, so when you go into these real estate classes, they don't teach these real estate agent classes. They don't teach you this. And a lot of these other classes that I've taken, they don't really have unorthodox marketing techniques. So I've taken some other courses. They're great courses, etc. But they teach you how to spend more money to get your marketing done, guys. If you don't know how to market for free, that means when business is tight, when money is tight, and you don't know how to market your product, your service, your business, your houses that you have listed or under contract, if you don't know how to get yourself out there for free when it's time to crunch, then guess what? You're going to probably shrink and become like extinct like the dinosaurs. Because if you're not marketing your properties in a massive way for free, then pretty much you're going to become extinct when the economy gets tight, when you're drying up, or if you're an investor who goes all in, then that means that you drain every dollar in your account. So you're going to stop marketing because you drain all your money out? No, that's the time you turn up. They say when business is good, market. When business is horrible, market more, right? So you want to always be marketing. And so what we teach you is a lot of thousands of 20 different ways, I know for sure, of unorthodox ways to market your listings, market your contracts on an ongoing basis so that you can continually get new buyers, get new deals, get new sellers, etc. Okay? The next thing, I just passed by this police officer. I was just saying if he was going to put me up. So, the next thing, I'll answer questions in a second. Scroll back up and answer questions in a second. So, you want to make sure that you're always marketing your properties. And so, the next thing is, so when I look at a deal, and if there's no equity in the deal, then what I'm looking for is my exit strategy. So when I'm investing, I'm always looking at the exit. I gotta know my exit. If my exit isn't clear, then why would I get involved in a transaction if my exit isn't clear? The whole name of the game is to make money, right? So if I know my exit, I either know I want to cash flow off of this property for the next 5 years, or I want to cash flow off of this property for the next 10, 20, 30 years. So if I'm cash flowing off of a property for the next 5, 10, 20 years, then that means that if I do have debt on this property, somebody else is paying my debt. See, the thing about it is, most people think that the house that they live in, you may have heard this before, and some of you haven't, they think that the house that they live in is an asset to them. And if you don't understand what an asset really is, then you probably are confused of what's happening. So an asset, let me explain to you the difference. An asset, this is a song I teach to my sons. Assets are good, liabilities are bad. Listen to the song. Assets are good, liabilities are bad. Here we go. Assets help make me money. Liabilities take all of it from me. Assets are good. Liabilities are bad. Everybody now. So let me explain to you this. So what an asset qualifies or classifies as something that puts money in your pocket every single month. It feeds you, okay, every single month, no matter what you do, that asset is paying you. A liability, now, when you learn the definition, then you're going to ask yourself, what is your current house to you? When you learn the definition, a liability is something that eats you. Meaning, if you stop working your job, if you stop earning income right now from your job, your paycheck was cut off today, right? How would it feed you or would it eat you? Meaning, something that you have in your possession, is it eating your savings? Is it depleting you or is it feeding you? If it's feeding you, it's an asset. If it's eating your savings, it's a liability. That means it's not being covered by something else to take care of it. So guess what, folks? Let's see here. Guess what, folks? Your house, the house that you live in, it has equity, sure enough, but it's not an asset. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket every month. So, but guess what? It's an asset to who? The bank. It's an asset to the finance company. It's an asset to the landlord that you're paying. So you got to understand that your house isn't an asset to you. It's an asset to your bank. And so now this puts you in a position where, damn, I've been tricked into getting a house, and the American dream is to own a house. And you really don't own shit. You're a liability. It's your liability column, and you're an asset for somebody else. So the American dream was sold to people, and our grandparents and great-grandparents, you think about that, right? That wasn't able to read that much. They didn't have a financial education. They were sold that the American dream was to own a house to live in and pay a bill on for 30 years. And in 30 years, you're going to get all this equity. Shit, most people don't even live in the house long enough to even get that equity. So now it makes no sense to me to try to own a house so that you can live in it. If you're gonna get yourself a mansion or something, go rent that motherfucker if you got to pay the bill, and go buy you 10 or 20 rentals or an apartment unit and make that pay the cash flow back to you profitable, and you take that money and pay for your rent or whatever it is that you want. But don't go out here trying to get a house that it's a liability. You go for broke trying to pay something that you don't even own. And here's the reality of it, because I deal with a lot of sellers, and in a matter of months, if you're late, they're going to take it back, and you get none of that equity anyway. This is what I'm preparing you for, the depression and the crash, folks. So what happens is, in the crash, when the crash comes and when it happens, and times get tight, these companies lay you off, all that shit happens again. What happens to you is now all of this equity that you got sold on, this is how investors think. Once again, they're thinking 30 years out. You're thinking about tomorrow, they're thinking about 20 years from now, they're thinking about the next 3 years, etc. So tomorrow, you stop paying your bill, you get laid off, now you got to eat into your savings to pay your bill, and guess what? All that equity that you thought you were going to get, that you hope you were going to get, guess what? They're going to take it right back for you in 3 months after you not paying them. And guess what? They're going to take it and they're going to have it in a down market and they're going to flip it in a retail market again. That's how banks think. Another thing that they're doing is a lot of people are losing their house, parents are losing their house, etc. They're dying off, baby boomers are getting older, etc., losing their houses or refinancing their houses. And guess what? They've thought about this already, folks. When these people refinance their houses at a certain age, they're banking on the fact that the kids or the children are not going to be able to take over that payment because they got their own payment. They're not going to be able to take over the payment because they got their own expenses. So they've already banked on this. They've already realized that every day for the next 3-4 years, a person is going to 10,000 people are going to turn age 62. Age 62 for the next 3 to 4 years. Every day, 10,000 people are going to turn age 62. They've already thought about this. And so now they know that these people are going to die off because they've been living unhealthy. They've been feeding them bullshit, all this processed food, etc. They're not taking care of themselves. They're taking meds, etc. So they're dying out. They're killing them off, right? And so now the kids are not going to be able to take over the payment. Guess what? They get their property back. And so they keep the cycle going. And so what I'm telling you is the way you break that cycle is you educate yourself. You educate yourself on how to do it. You got to learn the game, guys. If you're in a chess game, just look at the game of life as chess. Chess is a really fun game if you know how to play it. But you got to know how to play it. You got to learn how to think. And what is chess? Chess is a game of thinkers. You got to think about several different types of moves when you're in a transaction. When you got to think of your life, you got to think 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 1,000 moves ahead of where you are right now. And you got to do it at the speed of light. How do you train your brain? How do you open up your mental pipelines so that you can store more mental information or capacity? One thing that I do every single morning, I meditate. Why do I meditate? Because meditation opens up the pipes. It kind of clears the clogging of the pipes where you're only able to hold on to a certain amount of information now because you're not meditating. But when you meditate, it opens up the pipes and allows you to process more information a lot faster. So every morning I still my mind for 10 to 25 minutes every morning to open up the pipes of my mental capacity so that I can retain more information and learn more. I got a lot of my friends say, man, how the fuck do you know so much information? Because I meditate. It's not because I necessarily read a million books. I do. I study a lot. But more so than anything, I meditate. And when I meditate, I'm able to retain more information. And once I'm able to retain information, I act on my information. And when I act on my information so that I can learn more information, here's the law of compensation. I give it away. That's why I do so many live videos. I give it away. Why do I give it away? So that I can clear my mind and I can learn something else. Because once I've learned it, once I've taught it, once I've executed it, and once I've learned it, once I've done it, executed it, and once I've taught it, I've placed it into my subconscious mind. Once my subconscious mind has it, it's just like me driving this car. I really don't have to look where the fuck I'm going. I don't have to press on the gas. I don't have to think to press on the gas. I don't really have to I can see my peripherals. I can see the rearview mirror. I'm not consciously doing those things. The car is damn near driving itself. My body is automatically operating by itself while I do other things to talk to you. That's how the subconscious brain works. So I know how to turn things over to my subconscious mind very quickly. And when you learn how to turn things over to your subconscious mind very quickly, it frees up your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is your thinking and your analytical mind. And so now when my conscious mind is free, my subconscious mind says, go learn something else. And so I'm able to retain more information. So once I learn it, I execute it, and I teach it, or I delegate it to somebody else. And so that's how you literally grow as a being, grow as a human, grow as a spirit-minded person. And so when you learn how to grow your mind first. And that's what scripture talks about. It talks about do not conform to the things of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Scripture is riddled with, it's a psychological book. And it's a psychological book to teach you how to rule and take dominion over this earth as we was given instructions to do. But you gotta start with your mind. All that mechanical shit and all that other stuff, it's not about that, guys. It's about learning how to control your mind. And when you learn how to control your mind, it takes you and shifts you into a different direction. So now, back to real estate agents. So real estate agents, what I want you to do is, I'm going to give you a discount code. If you're interested in the discount code, if you're real estate agents, and you want to learn this course, how to market, I'm gonna give you a coupon code. I want you to inbox me and say that you're interested. Our online course is $2,500. I'll give you a coupon code of 20% off. So that'll put you at $2,000 if you're a real estate agent. And but the thing about that, real estate agents, I'm gonna talk to you when you inbox me. I got something that I will want you to do in exchange for that coupon code. So if there's something that you're interested in, I'll give you a coupon code as a real estate agent, and it'll make it a win-win for me to have a long-term relationship with real estate agents on a continuous basis. So inbox me if you are a real estate agent and you need to learn how to market. If you're thinking about getting your real estate agent's license and you realize what this information is shared with you, that you don't know how to market, you're going to learn how to all of the rules and regulations of the things you can and can't do, and they're not going to teach you marketing. Even the broker that you go work with, typically they are old school. They don't know how to market in a new school economy. Most of them are like 60, 70, 80 years old brokers, and they're still telling you to go get paper contracts signed. They don't know how to build funnels. They don't know how to build click funnels. They don't know how to build websites. They don't know how to automate marketing. They don't know how to automate follow-ups. They don't know how to do any of that stuff. And so they're teaching 1980 techniques for marketing in a 2050 economy. Because the thing about it, most of us that are operating right now, we're back to the future. Meaning I operate in 2060, 2070, while everybody else is operating in 1980 for their business and living in 2018. So what you want to do is make sure that you're operating ahead of the game. Once again, playing chess, coming back to the future and playing ball. When you learn how to go into the future, think farther ahead than where you are now, then you can come back to the future and win big. You can make millions of dollars, because now, guess what? What joy is it for rulers that men don't think? What joy is it for rulers that men don't think? So what we're doing is we're leveling people up, teaching them how to think and grow rich, guys. Let me see. So let me answer a couple questions. You guys got a couple questions while I'm riding on the road. I think I got a couple more hours of driving, and I'll answer a couple questions. So he says, I'm a real estate agent in the state of Washington and California. I'll be out in California. I got to help a couple out in California. I was hired to do some one-on-one coaching. And by the way, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching to have me come to your area and level your business up, take you through 7 figures a year, 6 figures a year if you haven't reached that mark yet, inbox us or go to HowToFlipCribs.com and we can discuss with you some one-on-one packages. But if you are a real estate agent and you're interested in this course, like I said, it's a mindset course, it's a fuel course, and it's wholesaling course, but it's also, wholesaling is nothing but being the best marketer. Wholesalers know how to market properly, well, some of them do, but that's what our course specializes in. So I'll give you a coupon code for that. So let me answer a couple questions here that I saw come in. Let me see. I'm gonna start from the top here. This is true. You're not selling houses. You're selling your services. Exactly. You have to know how to market yourself. Exactly right. Marketing is everything. I see you plugging realists. That's what I do. Y'all go live. I'm coming on there blasting my site. No. But what's up, Realist? Realist is an insurance agent in Memphis, Tennessee. One of the best in the game. Hard-working guy, guys. And he's a beast, too. So if you need insurance, make sure you get with my guy, Realist. Right, marketing. Okay, any questions I'm asking? I'm looking for them now. I saw some people post something. What's up? What's up, Brittany? How many years did it take you to have all that information running through your head at the same time to analyze and strategize a deal? Once again, I learn, I execute, I delegate, or I give it away. I give away the information, meaning I teach it. So it doesn't long. The thing is, it's not years. I think we've been taught that it takes years to learn information, and that's not the case, man. It shouldn't take anybody 4 years to learn shit. If it takes you 4 years to learn anything, we're running circles around you. The economy is running circles around you. It should take you literally 3, 4, 5 days to learn something that's very detailed, if that. Maybe 24 hours. If I learn something, if I got an idea, I can get it from the ether to execution in a matter of 24 hours, period, point blank. And I learn it, and I discover new things. I discover the problems along the way. Here's the thing. If you become a solution-oriented person, what you have to do is you have to become a solution-oriented person. Most people, they get stuck in the fucking problem and they dwell on the problem, and guess what? They stay in the vortex of the problem. So when the problem is, all this information that you learn, if you try to learn every single thing that you possibly can before you make a move, you'll never make a move. What you got to do is you got to go get in the game, Kobe. You got to go get in the game, Michael Jordan. That's how Michael Jordan becomes Michael Jordan. He jumped in the game. And he starts shooting the damn ball. Give me the ball. Trust in me. And then that trust, that repetition of action, built up the belief in itself. And so as you're in business, you build up the belief in your own self. How? By taking action. And so now, in a problem, that doesn't mean that, you know, you're not going to throw an interception in a football game. That doesn't mean that somebody's not going to steal the ball. That doesn't mean that, you know, you're down by 3 points and you got 2 seconds left on the clock. That doesn't mean that problems are not going to happen. What that means is you start to think of a solution for the problems that has presented itself. And the solution, the problem is the step to grow you to the next level. So understand that, guys, that all of you that are very analytical, that is a gift. I will talk about that in a course. We talk about that in the mastermind, theharrismastermind.com, that being analytical is a gift. So that means that you also have to develop your strong point of taking action. So because if you're too analytical, you try to figure out the how, and the how isn't your jurisdiction. The way the Creator works inside of us is we've been given dominion over this earth, but the jurisdiction is not how it's going to unfold. The jurisdiction is to create the vision and make it plain. Habakkuk verse 2 and 2. So by us creating the vision and making it plain, then the Creator inside of us unfolds the universe, the right people, the right circumstances, the right things, so that we can step into what it is that we created in our mind. All right, so answer that question. Marketing. Any other questions? The song, When We. All right, love it. No matter what you do, that asset is paying you. Preach it. All right, you preaching them, folks. This day saying slow. Any other questions? Speed of light, 180,000 miles per second, baby. Hey, what's up, Lauren? Loving this. All right, Kim Boy, you got any questions? Learn, execute, delegate. Learn, execute, delegate, or give it away. I'm a real estate agent in the state of Washington, California. Back to the future. I like that. Awesomeness. Analytical. Okay, what advice would you give landlords in this game? So, a landlord, I would say landlords, you should also be interested in our course on assisted living facilities. Because knowing that, once again, thinking in the future, knowing that for the next 3-4 years, baby boomers are turning age 62. 10,000 baby boomers are turning age 62 every year. Most people did not prepare for this time in their life. They thought they were going to be Superman all their lives, you know, not taking care of themselves, and that's not the case. So they're going to need, you know, houses to stay in, and they're going to need houses that accommodate them in their elderly age. And so understanding this, most people, you can rent a room in nice houses for like $3,000 to $5,000 a month per room. So if you got a 4-bedroom house, you can make about $15,000 to $20,000 gross, and you have a staff on hand, you make about $15,000 a house. So as a landlord, what I would be focusing on is learning how to do ALFs. Like I said, we have a course on that as well. If you're interested in that, inbox me about the ALF course. We also have tons of investors that are knocking at our door to invest in our portfolios of ALFs, assisted living facilities. And that is the next big wave for the future, meaning the baby boomers. Let me just kind of tell you about baby boomers. Baby boomers has affected the global economy on every age group that they've passed through. When they were babies, the Gerber boom hit. Boom! All of the baby boomers hit. 10,000 new babies every day for the next 3, 4, 5 years. And so you create baby products, seeing all of these women that are pregnant with babies, having babies. You know, you got aunties. You know, all of us at this age, we got about 10, 11 aunties. Granddad and grandmama coming back getting it on. Let's get it on. Coming back from the war getting it on. And so what a person did was they was thinking ahead of the game. They was further thinkers. You understand? You're going to see in the world, the people who get ahead in this world are the people who think. And so they were the baby boomers. So they was like, okay, all these ladies about to have babies. We need to make baby food. Well, what is baby food? Mushed up vegetables, mushed up fruit. Right? How hard is it to think of something like that, right? And baby clothes. So now the next thing they come out, toys. They got, you know, toys. I don't know if Toys R Us was one of the companies, but they had little toys for these toddlers, etc. That was the next, they were toddlers were old enough.
Welcome to Georgia.
Welcome to you, Georgia peaches. So the next thing was toys. So the toy market, boom, it surged. The next boom was let's just say teenagers being conscious about how they look. Boom. The Gap and all those big companies surged and exploded. So if you were a part of that retail clothing boom, you made millions, billions of dollars. The next boom was cars. Ford Motor Companies, Chevrolets, etc. The baby boomers were now at the age of 16, etc. They're ready to drive cars, and if you were ahead of the game, you exploded in growth. Boom. and you make millions of dollars. Look at this. You just get ahead. You just think ahead. The next baby boom was, you know, they're coming out and they're looking for jobs. And as they're looking for jobs, guess what? They got sold on buying houses for themselves, houses to live in for their families. The housing market, boom. That was like 1990s or some shit like that. And of course, now the next major baby boom shift is they're becoming seniors and they're getting old. So as a landlord, what I would be definitely looking to and thinking into in the future is getting our course on ALFs and how to do residential assisted living. And once you do that, also if if you're a landlord, you know, the biggest thing about having a single family home is you know, somebody else pays the debt. Now, here's the reality of being a single-family landlord, residential. If you are renting to one family, okay, one family, and you don't have multi-units, you're renting to one family, and you got a note on your house, and you're making $200-300 a month, that's great income. But you know, the reality of it is you know, if you got a note on the house, somebody else is paying that note. True enough. So what that strategy is more so about, more so than cash flow. If you got 1 or 2 or 3 houses, having a rental property isn't as lucrative, because one call, one problem, one hit, you know, wipes out the cash flow there. So as an entrepreneur, you have to be making money from other sources. You have to be making chunks of money. So that's why, as a landlord, what I would be doing is learning how to wholesale. Learning how to wholesale deals, so that, you know, yeah, I'm making, you know, if I got 3 properties that I'm renting out and I'm making $300 a month in cash flow off each one of them, that's $900 a month. But if I get a one phone call and all of the plumbing is messed up and it's a $1,500 bill, guess what? I'm negative cash flow now. So what wholesaling allows me to do as a landlord is I make my chunk money, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 from a wholesale deal. And that way, if a problem happens on my property, my other business streams of income covers those issues, okay? Listen to what I'm saying. Those other streams of income covers those issues, and I'm not devastated. What happens is, when most people get involved in landlording or renting properties, they depend solely on that as the income, as if they can retire off 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 properties, or even 10 properties. And it's pretty, you know, difficult to do if you're making a couple $100s a month in cash flow. Now, if you own the properties free and clear, that's a different ball game. You're making $600, $700, $800 a month of property. That's some damn good money. You got 10 properties like that, you're making $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 a month. If you got $1 million in the bank, they're not paying those kind of returns. So you got to kind of think about that. So that's what I would do. I would have multiple streams of income. See, my thing about me is I choose to make money every single day. I like base hits. If I can make anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 a day from multiple sources on streams of income, then you know, I'm good. Now, I'm always moving money. You know, money never sits. You know, if you let money sit in the bank, it'll soon be gone on some bullshit or something that you see, some eye candy, and you get caught into buying some crap. So what you want to do is always be moving money. You're moving money into enjoying your life, but you're also moving money into things that's going to bring it back to you, multiply times what it went out at. So I'm always looking for assets to invest in, because I love making money. But the thing is, the more money you make, the more money you should be looking to spend. So when I say spend, I'm not talking about spend on liabilities. I'm talking about you should be looking to spend more money on assets. You should be looking to always spend more money on assets. Everything in your life should be an investment. Your mental training should be an investment. Your education should be an investment. Your thinking should be an investment. The money that you spend should be an investment. The house you in should be an investment. The car you're driving should be an investment. Everything should be an investment. Whether it's an investment, if I buy a car, I got my dealer's license, right? So if I buy a car, I got a for sale sign on that motherfucker. You get what I'm saying? Everything's for sale in a booming economy. And so you want to understand that you want to sell everything. Everything in a booming economy, you want to sell it, because in the end, it always talks about this. It's like, why the hell would you try to hold on to something that's not yours anyway? Realizing that you are energy, and that this body isn't even you. You just, you know, leasing the body that you're in. Believe it or not, you're using the body. I'm using Bryan's body right now to enjoy this world. So understand that I'm going to pass through this body, right? And understanding that if I'm passing through my own body, why the hell would I try to hold on to money? Why would I try to hold on to material possessions? Why would I try to hold on to a house? Why would I try to hold on to anything in that aspect? You understand what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that you're in the operation of a spirit realm, and you, with that mindset, you want to have it to where you don't attach to any material thing like that. Okay, so sell. Any other questions? It's your boy B, man. Think and Grow Rich. I'm in Georgia. Let's meet up in Georgia. Where should we meet at? I don't know, man. I think I may stay at the Ritz in Georgia. Georgia, Georgia. The whole day through, the whole day. It's an old sweet song. Georgia on my mind. I said Georgia, yeah, Georgia. But that's what I wanted to. If there's no other questions, I wanted to release that information to you. If you're thinking about getting your real estate agent's license, hey, go get it, but understand what you're getting into. Understand that, you know, you're not going to be taught how to market. You're not going to be taught how to get deals. They're not going to teach you any of that shit. And so I just want to make sure that you're not in for a disappointment there. But so when you have your money to pay for your real estate license, when it's like $500, $600, $700, $800, $1,000, you need to be prepared to pay for a marketing course. HowToFlipCribs.com will teach you everything that you need to know about marketing your properties and and marketing your listings, and even becoming an investor so that you can use some other strategies. Becoming a real estate assassin, having an arsenal of tools. Oh, let me get back to that. All right. My meditation technique, the harrismastermind.com for more details on that. I'm gonna tell you some things, Kim Boyd, but the harrismastermind.com, I teach meditation. Like, that's what the whole purpose of the group. I teach meditation and I teach multiple streams of income. Okay, and when you get in that group, we have a guide that helps you go through it, to get through all of the videos, to practice the techniques so that you can grow your mind. It's $1 a day mentoring, $30 a month. But it's just a way for me to give away information that I've learned over the years from my mentors in the past. I've seen people literally, blink and think $1 million into their freaking account when zero was in it. I've seen people bend the universe right before my very eyes, and it's just like, it's freaking amazing. So that in itself showed me that the shit I was operating on, trying to do shit the hard way. They say the more you use your behind, the less you're using your mind. And so the harder you working, the less you're thinking. And so just kind of remember that life is easy. They say roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. When you learn how to roll your boat gently down the stream, life doesn't want to go against you. It wants to flow with you. And so life should never be hard. It was never meant to be that way. So I'm going to tell you a couple techniques right now. What is the best real estate and investor marketing course you would suggest? HowToFlipCribs.com. Kim, you loaded with questions. I love you. All right, so HowToFlipCribs.com. I mean, my thing is, go all in, do what you need to do. We have multiple different packages, but the course starts at $2,500. Go buy the course, $2,500. HowToFlipCribs.com. That's HowToFlipCribs.com. And the thing is, I say that to toot my own horn as well. I'm so thankful and happy that I was a vessel for the information to come through, flow through, for me to be an example of the stuff that I teach. But more importantly, when I get inboxes and testimonials from people who've paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for mentoring and tell me that my course was the best course that they've ever taken in their life, that right there is game changing to me. I know nobody's out here teaching what we're teaching. Like, I have, thousands of students that, come to us on a consistent basis. So I would say, whatever you got, go borrow the money, swipe a credit card, etc., and go get that course, HowToFlipCribs.com. Take your tax refund, whatever the case may be. You asked a question real quick. Tell us about your, okay, meditation. So my meditation technique, what I do is I steal my mind. So my meditation technique is not the only part of it. It goes with visualization too. So visualization is how I manifest, anything I want in my life. So whatever it is I want, I manifest it through the art of visualization. Visualization is the key to everything. And you realize that, let me ask you this, if you know that you can have anything you want in this world, anything that you want in this world, you literally you have a genie at your command. You don't have 3 wishes, you got unlimited wishes. So when you understand that, you don't have to be able to look at your bank account and have $100 million in it, because I have an infinite source to money through my infinite ability to imagine and visualize. So for meditation, what I do is in the morning time, anywhere between, like I said, 5 minutes to 20 minutes, I don't start my day without meditation. So I meditate, and what I meditate on is stealing my mind. There's a gap between every thought. A gap between every thought and that space. And what you're wanting to do when you meditate is you want to find that space. Now, it's just like working out in the gym. If you haven't used this muscle, and when you try to attempt to meditate, you're going to notice that the thoughts are in control. You're going to try to steal your mind and think blank, like nothingness. You're gonna hold on to a nothingness thought. I mean, you're literally thinking nothing. And when you learn how to steal your mind to just hold it in that space, what you realize now, you ascend above your body. You ascend above even the realm of thoughts. So now you realize who you are when you meditate. You are just I am. You are a spirit. You're operating in the spirit world, and you can actually see the thoughts that were racing through your mind. You see, because most people think that they're their mind. You're not your mind. You are a spirit. Your mind is a tool that the spirit, that the I am in you uses to control the body. Okay, so it's a mechanism. And so now you ascend above the mind, you ascend above the body, you ascend above the mind, and you're just in a place of stillness. And so they say the only true voice of God is silence. And so now you're at a place of still silence. And what you want to do is the technique that you want to breathe. So the way you get into the moment of stillness is you breathe. You breathe in. I breathed in for 6 to 10 seconds. And that's the meditation that I do until I get to the moment of stillness. And I focus on my meditation like I'm like in a blank thought, or I may like focus on my diaphragm, on the internal diaphragm, like the focus of the breathing. I've learned that like if I count, sometimes it helps, but sometimes the counts may make me think about the thoughts, and I don't really want to do that. I want to think nothing. Okay, so meditation is not about visualizing. I want you to understand that meditation and visualizing is two different things. I teach the art of visualization, but that's not what meditation is. So now, so that's what I do to meditate. You know, it's stilling the mind. And there's different things that you can learn as well, books, courses, and stuff like that. But once again, we teach the art of visualization in our theharrismastermind.com. Visualization is more so like using your human imagination, and that's why I love schools that allow kids to be creative, because when you learn the creative use of the human imagination, you can create the world that you want. Remember, we came here equipped with the ability to use our human imagination, but you know, through time, you're in the real world now, you know, all that crap. When you're growing up, you are taught not to use your imagination, and you're taught to operate in the real world. So you're stripped away from a belief, knowing that the real world is your imagination, and you're taught that the real world is the physical body. So now your spirit becomes nailed to the cross of your body. And when your spirit becomes nailed to the body, hands, feet, and you know, everything else, your body becomes attached. So your human imagination becomes attached to the body. And to be born again is to understand that you are not the body, that you are, you know, the great I am. It's another conversation there. But so now when you detach from the body and realize that the body is the avatar, you are able to now use your human imagination to create any world that you want to manifest in your life. So but we talk about that more in detail. You know, we teach you, I'm a jokester, guys. I have fun. I'm just a regular guy, but like I do get inspired thought a lot, because I do listen to my inner God. And so I do read the Bible. I read tons of various spiritual writings, etc., from Lao Tzu to man, you name it. I read a lot of books on, you know, the subject of God. So I believe in the one true source. By faith, you know, I know that everything is created through repetition of thought. What is faith? I remember growing up thinking that faith was a religion. Oh, I'm a Baptist. That's your faith, right? And that is, you know, almost like a belief system that you have to kind of get rid of as well. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. And so as growing up, I'm not saying that people were wrong or right, but I'm just saying that I learned that faith is a state of mind that can be induced by repetitious instructions to the minds, which means that I can make myself believe anything as long as I repeat it over and over and over to my mind. And as I repeat it over and over and over to my mind, my conscious mind has to allow me to enter into the gates of my own heaven. And how do I enter into the gates of my own internal heaven? Is by penetrating through to my subconscious mind. See, my subconscious mind is the seat to God, or is God, or whatever you want to call that. And so anything that reaches the subconscious mind, it unfolds in your life. See, the subconscious mind doesn't know what's real and doesn't know what isn't real. It just delivers what you place into it. So your subconscious mind is like a garden, which is why we teach in the harrismastermind.com, you got to protect your garden. It's just like, if you are a gardener, you're not going to just let weeds enter into your garden. If you're a good gardener, if you're a good farmer, you're going to go in and pluck out the bad seeds. So first, a lot of people, how do you let seeds enter into your mental garden? You let seeds enter into your mental garden by letting the radio play in the background while you're sleeping, and all these, it's flu season and you're going to get sick, and so you hear these things and you wake up and wonder why you got the cold, why your body is sick, etc. You watch Good Times, you watch Fred Sanford, you watch Honey Boo Boo, you watch all of these different shows and wonder why your life doesn't change. It's because when you go to sleep, your conscious mind goes to sleep, and when your conscious mind goes to sleep, it's the guard to the tomb. And so the guards to the tomb is guarding your human imagination. And some of you that are in the Harris Mastermind, I know you love this, because this we talked about what that is. So the conscious mind. So the way that the quickest way to penetrate through to your subconscious mind, or to get to God, because anything that reaches that subconscious mind unfolds in your life. You can't stop it. And so is to roll back the tomb and allow the human imagination to rise, to escape, and to ascend to heaven. So now, when I roll back the tomb and I allow my guards to go to sleep, what I do is I have an intentional affirmation of what I want my day to look like, what I want my future to look like, and I step into it. So what I do is I visualize and I step into the picture, and I imagine myself being, doing, and having that which I wanted or desire to have. So the thing is, I don't think of the goal, I think from the goal. I don't think from the desire. I don't think of the desire, I think from the desire. And that's a big difference. See, when I'm in my visualization, I'm not looking at my body like a movie, I'm in my body. Okay, so the art of visualization is being in your body, being in your own dream, awake on purpose. And so now, like right now, I'm walking in my dream, I'm living in my dream. It's unfolding the way I visualized. I'm doing everything that I wanted to do. But also when you're actually visualizing. So here's the other thing about visualization. Visualization is also the art of, when I visualize, I trust in my human imagination. I trust in my own energy. And by me trusting in my own human imagination, I know that when I visualize, that is reality. So a lot of people say they come out of their visualization and then they step into this 3D physical dimension and they say, oh my God, it's not here. Like, I visualized $1 million in my bank account and I don't see $1 million, right? They go to their bank account and they don't see $1 million. And so they discredit the art of visualization, and because they don't see it in the 3D reality. So here's the reality of visualization. When I visualize, or when I affirm something, it's not that it isn't real. See, what Jesus talks about in scripture, he says, whatsoever you desire when you pray, which prayer is not wishing, not hoping. Prayer is giving thanks. So let's interpret this. Whatsoever you desire when you give thanks. What am I giving? A man that can give thanks for something that he has in imagination will soon hold it in his hand. So whatsoever you desire when you pray or when you give thanks, believe you have received it and you shall have it. And so now, what does that mean? So if I desire whatsoever, if I desire something, the desire is proof. When the desire comes to me, it's proof that that I can manifest that. See, what they say, God doesn't give us these visions. He doesn't give us these things unless it's, he knows that he can deliver. He's not going to give us the, dangle it in our face and say, oh yeah, we have the desire to know that, okay, that's seed. That's a seed. And so every seed, here's the thing, understanding the law of the earth, the law of nature. So understanding the law of nature, every seed comes equipped with the actual DNA, the instructions to deliver to the earth, the world, what's in that seed. So what does that mean? That means that an apple seed can't produce an orange seed. A orange seed can't produce an apple seed. A walnut can't produce a human. And so understanding that, so now when I visualize, when I have a desire, it gives me what I need to visualize. And so now when I visualize, I'm intentionally planting a seed. in the garden of my subconscious mind. And I trust in the nature of that seed, just like my body, that I come equipped with everything that I need to unfold a world that I wanted to happen. So now, when I plant that mental seed in my mind, if it's a bad seed, guess what? It's going to produce bad fruit. So bad things that happen to me, guess what? I take responsibility. I own up to it. I did that. I created that at some point. I probably don't remember the bad thoughts to make something bad happen, but I know I'm responsible for it. But I know that just like those bad things happen, I can change my entire life by changing my now. So when I visualize my now, I'm planting a seed. And from that seed, everything is going to unfold. It's going to burst into the soil of the earth and spring out all of the things. The springing out is the opportunities, the circumstances, the people, and everything that I need to make that vision, that seed, come to life. So now when I visualize, I know that there's I've agreed to operate in a natural or nature. Meaning, there's some people that literally can't think and blink $1 million in their possession. But if you don't think that's natural, then you have to trust in what's natural for you. What's natural for me and what's natural for you is different. You can build up your belief in something that where you can start blinking money into your life. But until you feel it to be natural, then you have to build it up just like you do in a gym. So that's why we talked about the HarrisMastermind.com, because it's a mental gym. You know, we're teaching you how to work out on a consistent basis your mind. And so now when I step into that vision, I am that vision. So when I come back into my body, because what I do is, it talks about that in scripture, Jesus, the human imagination, talks about, he says, I will go I will go prepare a place for you, so that where I am, there ye may be also. And that's what scripture talks about. He says, what did he say? Talking about going to heaven, he says, in my Father's house there are many mansions. And I talked about this in a speech on YouTube. In my Father's house there are many mansions. And the many mansions in the scripture represents your ideas, your desires, your possibilities. In my Father's house there are many mansions. And he says, if it were not so, I would have told you. And he said, but I will go. He says, I will go to, one of these mansions and prepare you a place. He said, and I will return again to you. I'll return again, so that where I am, there ye may be also. And so, the interpretation, the psychological interpretation of that scripture is, so let's go back and talk about that. So if Jesus is you, Jesus is the Christ in you. He tells us that we're all brothers and sisters, and he was a representation of what, we can do. He says, you guys are all capable of doing the same things, and much greater works can you do. And so, we can do much greater than what he did on earth. But he says, I will go to prepare a place. So when Jesus is speaking in that scripture, he's talking about the I am inside of you. See, your real name is not the name that you were represented here on Facebook on. Your real name is I am. The I am in you. So when he says, in my Father's house is in my temple. The temple of the living God is in me. The temple of the living God is in you. In my Father's house there are many mansions. So inside of my temple, inside of my human imagination, there are many ideas, many possibilities. All things are possible in the human imagination, right? And so now that I understand that all things or many mansions are inside of me, many opportunities are inside of me, many possibilities are inside of me. In my Father's house, there are many mansions. And he says, if it were not so, I wouldn't have told you this, right? He said, but so when he says I, he's talking about the inner you, the spirit of you. You have the ability right now to leave your body, close your eyes and leave your body and go to any one of these mansions. And some people choose. Now, here's the thing. This isn't new stuff. Some of you choose to imagine whether you realize it or not. Have you ever lost your mind into wondering and worrying? That's you imagining. That's you going to prepare a mansion. And guess what? The seed of God is gonna hand that worry to you on a platter. Everything that you worry about, you're imagining. You're preparing the place. You're going, just like Jesus said. You're taking your human imagination to a place of worry. And guess what? You're going to step into that picture, because now you're connecting with the feeling of what you're worrying about. So he says, I will go to one of these mansions and prepare a place for you. And then he says, and I'll return again. So now what does that mean? When I come out of the spirit, you have, hey, are you here? You ever heard somebody tell you that? You've left your body. When they snap their fingers at you, they tell you, youtube.com/c/homes for 10K is my YouTube channel. So you left your body. You left your body. Hey, are you here? Boom. And when people do that, that's when you know you went to go repair a mansion. Now you got to ask yourself, what the fuck was I just thinking about, right? What was I just thinking about? And so when you realize that you're not in control of your imagination, you got to learn to tame your imagination. It's a baby in the manger, baby. Your imagination is a baby in the manger when you learn how to use it. When the Christ is born again in you, you learn how to control that human imagination. And so you realize that now you gotta tame that human imagination, because it's been running wild up there. It's been like your child. If you got any children, just imagine your 3 or 4 or 5 year old up there, upstairs in your mind, controlling your human imagination. All right, go this way. All right, go this way. All right, think about this. Because you're not awake yet. You're not in control. And so what we teach you how to do in theharrismastermind.com for $1 a day, right? How crazy is that? I don't know what made me offer that, because I sell this information. I know what made me offer the energy, but $1 a day, $30 a month, theharrismastermind.com. But when you learn how to control the human imagination, you tame that baby. And here's the thing: the imagination is a horrible master, but it's a wonderful servant. It'll do exactly what you tell it to do. So now you come back to the body, you go and prepare the place, and you return again to the body. So the Christ in you, the energy, returns back into the temple of the living God, and it carries the body to the destination. And so you got to understand, you walk through the unfoldment. So you created, when you go in mind in a visualization, you go into the place in spirit, you go into the mansion in spirit, then you come back into the body, and now the spirit walks the body through the vacuum of events, through the bridge of events. So now when you go into visualization, you're launching the spirit like your GPS map. It's the same way you trust in the GPS system to take you to a destination. What do? You got to enter in the endpoint. And then now you come back to where you are. Where's your location now? Boom, I'm right here. And then guess what? You hop in your car and you drive the vehicle. Your body is the same way. Everything that's created in this world is a mimic of who you are. It's actually almost trying to be a replica of what you actually do. You are better than any GPS system. Your inner spirit knows this. And so now you visualize, and now you come back into the body, and the guide is your energy, your spirit. The spirit side of you is now guiding your body as the avatar and taking you through a bridge of events. So what I'm telling you is, the job that you want, if you once imagined and thank God for that job, and now you hate it, right? That just means you have a new desire. There's nothing wrong with wanting to change. There's nothing wrong with wanting to grow. Which direction are you growing in? So now when you have that job and you now desire to be better than where you are, that's okay too, but be thankful. So now what do? When you get ready to have that new desire, you don't, oh, I hate this job. Be thankful. Give thanks for that, because that was once a desire that you really prayed for and enjoyed. But just because you've grown, don't curse your past. Don't curse your past. It grew you to where you are. So now go in and create a new visualization for yourself. And so now when you go into work as the millionaire business owner that you have affirmed yourself to be envisioned. So now I trust in the fact that when I visualize, I know I'm finna materialize. There's no question, there's no if, there's no where is it, I don't see it. So now I step back into my body as the multi-billionaire that I've claimed myself to be. You understand what I'm saying? So now I'm operating. So now think about this. You outgrow your environments. When you start to operate, just think about this. If you decided to claim yourself as a millionaire and step back into your body, just imagine now if you took on the nature of a millionaire, ask yourself the following questions. What would the person that I just became do the things that I'm about to do today? How would the person that I just became do the things that I'm about to do today? So now you lose amnesia to the old version of yourself before you left the body. You're no longer that person. That's the way it should be. But when you come back into the body as the same individual, that went into the vision, but you come back as the old version of yourself, then guess what? You dig up the seed like a little kid. You dig up the seed because you don't have it now. Like scripture says, whatsoever you desire when you pray, believe that you have received and you will have it now. So if you have it now, how do you have it now? In your human imagination, you become the person that you've affirmed yourself to be. So now I step back into my body as the person I've claimed myself to be. If I'm a successful mentor, how would the person that I just became do the things that I'm about to do today? That's how I step back into the body. Okay, so now I'm operating from the mindset of the person that I just became envisioned. And so now when I walk into work, If you a millionaire now, are you walking in, rolling your eyes at everybody, sad at everybody, not happy to be there? No. If you're a multi-millionaire, guess what? You happy about life, baby. What's up, baby? It's your boy B. It's your girl K. Whatever it is. You get what I'm saying? You should be excited about life. So now I'm greeting the coworkers that you hate. You greeting them with a smile. What up, baby? Because people gonna respond to you how you are. Damn, why they so happy? I'm happy about fucking living. That's why the fuck I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm alive. I'm happy that I'm a multi-billionaire. They may look at you like you crazy, but you keep affirming that. You keep being that billionaire. And I promise you that you will step into that. The fact that if you have it now, you must have it now. There's nothing that you will have in your life if you don't have it now. The fact that if you keep noticing that you ain't got shit, I'm telling you, you're giving attention and awareness to it, and that shit is gonna keep popping like a vortex. You're gonna stay rotating in it. You got to become whatever it is that you visualize. Hope that answers your question there. All right, what is the best real? Okay, HowToFlipCribs.com. Brother Vessel, word, I'm writing this down too. YouTube.com/C/homes for 10K. Tons of free information there. But if you're ready to invest and buy a course, I teach mental mindset development in my course. Every course that I create is all mental first. I'm talking about you got like 5 days worth of mental development training. That's what separates us too. What's the next question? How long do you hold on to a property before you flip? Maximum amount of time before it becomes a liability. Well, anything that I buy is never a liability. It's an asset for me. So it really depends on the actual property. Like, you know, for instance, like right now I sell everything. Everything that I got is for sale because I'm in a booming economy. So I'm holding it based upon the cash flow that it brings and the cycle of the economy. So something that, you know, do I sell off good cash flow? Not always. Sometimes I keep good cash flow unless the price is right. So like for instance, if I bought a house for $5,000 and I'm in it, you know, $15,000 all in, and I'm making $1,500 a month profit, that's good cash flow. But if somebody comes and offers me $70,000, $80,000, $100,000, bye-bye, right? I can go buy more income with that infusion of cash, okay? Putting oneself in the abundance matrix. That's exactly right. Deep third eye is wide open. Yes, sir. Any other questions? What is your YouTube channel? Okay, youtube.com/C/homes for 10K. Follow me on YouTube. Share these videos with somebody else that you know that needs this. Trust in your heart. Yes, man. Wow, just because you've grown, don't curse your past. Yes, sir. All right, use that job to get you to your next level or goal. Exactly. It's your business partner. Your job is your business partner. Your job is your financial partner. All right? All you got to do is trade your time for them to give you some cash so that you go invest in your own thing. You're not trying to save your money, guys. You're trying to spend your money. You always spend money. Money is a tool to get you things that you want and to get you more of it, okay? So get out of the mindset of saving and go spend it and go buy more income. See, you don't go work for money. That's another thing. People go out here and they go try to work for money. They work their ass off for money. You don't work for money. If you want more income, you go buy income. How do you buy income? You buy assets. So if I want $2,000 a month, I go buy a business that brings in $2,000 a month, or I go build a business that brings in $2,000 a month. How do I buy my income with that business? I invest in the tools and the training and the mentoring and the understanding so that I can go learn how to build a business that will generate that amount of income. So you always go buy your income if you want more income, okay? Yes, thank you so much. Guys, if you guys got any more questions, once again, share this video with somebody else that you know that needs it, that needs help, that has questions about real estate, mindset development, meditation, visualization, and all the other stuff. But it's your boy B. I want to thank each and every one of you for listening in and tuning in. And guys, if I got some more information, I'll come back on here. And I think I just made it to Georgia, so I'm out this thing, guys. Have an absolutely amazing day. Remember, if you need real estate mentoring, HowToFlipCribs.com. You need mindset, visualization coaching, and learning about multiple streams of income. You can get $1 a day mentoring at theharrismastermind.com for $30 a month. And if you, follow me on YouTube and follow me on Facebook, social media, Instagram, etc. Guys, remember, I want you to remember this. No matter what you do, remember to always win big, truly big for yourselves. Continue to do this. Win big for yourselves and your family. It's your boy B. I'll talk to you guys later.